All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally on 9:30 like I said. Y'all have to pardon me, but I'm going through an allergic reaction to something because I recently traveled somewhere and it's messing with my eyes. So until that heals, you will be seeing these styling shades I have here. For more information on that, I could put the IG up or something later if you like these kind of shades because the guy that produces these shades. The name is Chris Classic. He's on IG, you know, and these shades are really high quality, which I could tell you because I have a few pairs of designer shades. And I'll tell you, these I actually prefer these to any of those in a lot of cases. These are very comfortable. I could see in these very naturally. And they block well against the UV light, regardless of the fact that you can still see my eyes and I can still see clearly. But because the quality of the glass is good, it protects against that UV. So now that we got that little commercial out the way, we are back finally after
Yes.
515 years. We're lucky if we get 5 people to come on here because they probably thought we gave up. You know what I'm saying? But they'll get it back together. I'm gonna start sending out little things to everybody, let them know we here. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so the topic
Oh,
of
well,
the day.
welcome back, everybody. Thank you all for joining us tonight, those who are here and those who will watch later on after
Later
this
on,
live.
yeah.
Can you hear
Which will
me?
be most of them because we late as shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, but
We
you
tried to be
sound
on time.
we. Listen, I guess they say the expression is better late than never, but never late is better. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
we
But
going
let's go ahead and get this started.
we yeah we
What we
going
gonna start with? We gonna start with the whole reason why we took a little break or what?
Oh no, well I mean taking a break was more or less just life things going on and getting stuff situated to get this on schedule. As you see, we're on a Tuesday. We've been on a Thursday, and we've been
Yes.
on God knows whatever days I've come on here
Wednesday.
by myself. And there's been some changes in our lives where just the Wednesday thing wasn't really working.
Yes.
So here we are. A part of it is my gym schedule too, because I gotta get my swole on. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
um that aside, we want to welcome y'all back. We appreciate y'all for taking time to join us today. You could be anywhere else, but you choose to look at our faces. So you
Yes.
must have had some alcohol before you came on. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Get used to seeing me in glasses because this is how you're going to see me. Especially if I'm having a sleepy day, the glasses is coming on because I ain't going to be on here no baggy ass eyes. Like I ain't got no love in the world. It's just a lot of things going on right now, and I'm having an allergic reaction to something, so I don't want to be on here looking crazy. Anyway, how are you doing, Sabrina?
I'm pretty good. Still tired from work, but however,
Huh.
I'm fine and I am better than I actually have been since this whole thing, with the back issue and dealing with I don't know if anybody knows. I haven't told a whole lot of people about the back issue. So I have a bulging disc in my back, which they found out causes sciatic nerve pain that radiates and shoots down my right leg.
Mm.
And the first two flare ups were terrible. I've only had those only two flare ups, thank God. But I found ways to deal with that, and I've been able to work. I've been able to walk because I just thought I wasn't going to be able to walk for a long period of time, you know. So thank God I'm still able to walk. I'm still able to work, and I'm still able to drive actually. But I'm dealing with that, and of course I got the new job, and just some other things have been going on in my life personally. So with all of that though, guys, uh, honestly, I can say that I'm feeling so much better than the past months. So even the smile on my face is not fake. This is not a phony smile. This is I'm getting better. I've gotten better. Um, Smile here going on. So I'm excited about us being back here at the social experiment to discuss whatever bullshit or whatever major shit is going on in
Hey,
our lives,
no,
in our country, and with our community. So
this
yeah.
ain't no bullshit, okay?
I know, you know that. We're gonna discuss some bullshit every now and then, though. You know, I gotta get a little ratchet.
Lord. Well, that makes one of us, because, I be acting like I'm too good for all that ratchet shit. But,
Man, he's not, y'all.
that's just my mentality. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Brought to you by, we sponsored by Sprite today, y'all. Nah,
Got
I
the
wish.
just right.
I
Okay, look
wish.
at it.
I freaking wish Sprite came at us and was like, yo, we gonna put you on. Anyway, um, so yeah, today's discussion more or less is gonna be about the marriage mentality, because it's just a lot of stuff that have been discussed in private things I've discussed with some people. Oh, um, Sabrina, give me 1 second. I just need to preface this with something, right?
Okay, go ahead. Please do.
Listen, I love my black people. I do. I promise this isn't going to get rude. Don't worry, Sabrina. I'm going to be good.
I'm not even worried about that. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. When you contact me for advice, understand that I have been a professional at doing life coaching and relationship coaching for over a decade. Now, if you ask me something simple, I'll answer it. But if you decide you're going to have a whole engagement with me, please respect the fact that much like when you go to work, you expect to be paid for your time. So do I. So I don't care if you my sister, my brother, my mama, whoever you are. Don't come trying to farm me for information and not want to pay the toll. Because I notice a lot of times when you tell people something costs something, all of a sudden the other side of the thing get real quiet. I'm sure Sabrina can relate with when she was doing hair and all that shit. You sit there and they think, oh, we friends, we cool. So, you can hook up my hair for me. Da, 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 da. Oh, wait. You mean somebody got to pay you for your time? All of a sudden it's, oh, no. You want me to pay you? No, I want to go pay a perfect stranger and put that money in their hand, because why would I want to support my own direct community that directly affects my zeitgeist? Just saying. But anyway, now that we got all the BS out of the way, back to the marriage mentality thing. This marriage mentality thing is a big deal. I'm going to say one of the biggest problems we have today is, and I'm going to tell you something, because I'm a person that don't know how to sit still. One of the things I do, sometimes is one of the things I do a lot, sometimes not so much. But I'll go and I'll do like delivery in different neighborhoods and stuff. And I will tell you something, just off the rip, you see such a difference in mentality depending on community. Like, I'll give you an example. A lot of times, if I'm bringing it to a Caucasian household, because I don't want to start this white, black, blah, blah, blah. But when I go to a Caucasian household, white household, whatever the case may be, when you come into that door, they're like, we are coming right now. Or we will be at the door in 2 minutes. or we are located right here. When you go to our neighborhood, I communicate with them. A lot of times they got the same marriage situation, same everything, but instead of we, you hear a lot of I. And that's one of the first things that's problematic in the marriage mentality is if you can't even conceptualize the unification and understanding that this isn't just okay, we get a ring, it's a cute little set of pictures, you get the share this with your girlfriends and go ah, and all this stuff. Your fellas is pet dapping you up. You got the little bachelor party, little strippers, which just a little FYI, I'm not a big fan of strip clubs, but you know, my idea of a bachelor party, shut up. My idea of a bachelor party is we could go to Vegas, go to casinos, go hit up a nice club or something, bust some bottles or some shit. I'll be good with that. But anyway, um, I'm just saying, y'all keep that in my future notice. Anyway, my whole thing is that if you want to be unified, the first thing you have to do is start to think it up here first. Another thing is too, and I'm going to touch on this, but we're going to get a little bit deep into it because I want to get Sabrina's point of view. As though I've consulted many married couples, straight and bisexual, gay, otherwise, I will tell you this. Sabrina's the one that's actually jumped the broom. Me, I've been taking my time picking and choosing before I jump that motherfucker. Because the thing is with me is I always believed that marriage was supposed to be a forever thing. So I've always been real hesitant. I've been proposed to personally a couple of times. I said no. And to see a woman actually step up to do some shit like that and you say no, it's not easy. It's heartbreaking to you because you're like, damn, she went and got a ring and came all the way out on this and you still got to hit them with that no. That's rough. But that aside, before I go into some of the things I experienced on the professional side, I want the married vet over here who next time she gets married is going to be her last marriage. Say her words. Let's hear it. Miss
As
Bree.
far as the marriage mentality goes, he's definitely correct. It's not a I situation. It's definitely got to be a we situation. But you also have to know that everybody has a mindset and everybody has their ways. So you both have to come with an agreement on what you're going to deal with each other and how you're going to deal with each other. Um, Changes happen within people in marriages. Um, and minds change. So you have to keep that communication open. One major thing that I always say that you need to do, which I did not do and I should have done when I got married, before I got married, was get marital counseling. It's very important to keep you on that marriage mindset because guess what the counselor is going to do? The counselor is going to ask questions that you guys have never thought about. Those what if scenarios are very important, and also that if this situation were to arise, those kind of questions are very important because you never know what's going to happen in the course of someone's life. Someone may get sick. Someone may be out of work and the money is not coming in like it used to. Things happen. Things happen with people's bodies. Their health changes, finances change, life changes, family changes. A death may happen in the family, or just anything could happen. How are you going to deal with those changes? And what if those changes happen back to back to back? How
Mm-hmm.
are you going to deal with the stress related to all of that? Because it will be stressful. It will not always be sunshine and strawberries and Kool-Aid. It will not always be that.
I
But
like that,
definitely,
strawberries and Kool-Aid.
uh,
That's good.
but definitely, even in the midst of that, how are you going to deal with your partner when they're not at their best, when they're not at their most happy self? You even have to deal with mental illnesses. What if your partner develops a mental illness from going through the stress of whatever has happened in their life while they're married to you? How are you going to deal with that? Okay. You have to think about it like that. It's not about just you, it's a responsibility. That's a marriage mindset there. Go ahead.
See, I raised my hand first. I'm trying to learn them social skills because I know I tend to be a bit aggressive. And even though it's not off-putting to you, I've noticed in the past I've been a little off-putting to people because of my aggressive nature. And I guess it's a little intimidating. So I try to just practice it in everything I do now. See, I'm still a work in progress too, y'all. It's not like I'm sitting up here on my high horse being perfect. I got my own shit to work on. You understand what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
my current relationship I'm in, as much as we know about each other, as much as we have a great connection, there's still things we still learn about each other and continue and understand something. When you get married, the learning don't stop. That's something that you should. And another thing is too, I highly, and this is just something I highly suggest just on a personal level. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you live together for at least a year before you decide to get married. Learn to see if you can live with each other. I even think it's even better if your situation's a little close, where you got a limited space and you really have to test if you can stand being around each other as far as having to share a TV sometimes and you know no excuse me sir. Sorry y'all.
Sir.
Listen, this damn
I
is
know.
brought to
I
you
know.
by Sprite.
But that's why you should be drinking water, like you always say. Drink some water.
Listen, I had some good ass food today and I just wanted a Sprite to wash it down. I live
Uh,
off of bottles of water. I got bottles of water all over the fucking place. But like I said, the major key thing is that you have to learn each other before you marry each other. Like the thing that's nuts to me is how many people will have a kid by somebody, but say, I won't marry him. I'm like, you do understand that you can get a divorce. But once the kid is here, that's a forever situation. Now you got to deal with this person forever. Period. Unless there's some sperm donor at a sperm bank, you stuck dealing with that person forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. So that's not something that you want. That's not what you want at all.
so
Oh,
yeah, it's
wait, I wanna read this.
what is it?
So we have a comment, and I
Okay.
believe that's Miss Amoy. Hey Amoy, what's up?
Hi, Amoy.
She's such a nice person. She's short though. But anyway, uh I call people short all the time. It's my thing. But anyway, she said, I will never live with a man again before marriage. Men get very comfortable. And that's true with some men. But see, the thing is, before you even get to the point of living with them,
Mhm.
the first step is to get to know them. For some, it takes longer than others. Some connections, 6 months they're in the same place. 12 months they walking down the aisle and they're married for the next 25, 30 years, happily ever after. Some people take more time than that. And
Can
that's
you so
okay.
can I suggest something or say something on that?
let me finish my thought, and then
Go ahead,
you
go ahead.
jump
All
right
right,
in.
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you
The
off.
thing is you're supposed to learn them to understand where they stand. Like if you are in a marriage mentality, like when I met my woman, we have the same path that we want to go down, and we explained that and had that conversation before we wasted any of each other's time. Because I ain't getting no younger. I am getting a little better, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't getting no younger. So the thing is, if you want to deal with somebody, the first thing you have to do is learn who they are and see who they are before you even get to that level. And it really only takes 6 months to understand in 100% certainty if this is going towards marriage or if this is just going to be a long ass relationship. Because honestly, everything before marriage ain't nothing but a long date with some sleeping, cuddling, and whatever else you choose to do in between it. It ain't nothing but a long date. And I used to be a serial dater, so I could tell you, all them dates I had ain't add up to much of nothing because all it did was cost me money and time. Even though it did give me an experience too. So I will say that much for that. But Sabrina, because I got more to say, but I want you to get your thought while I'm still sitting. I can see you sitting on the tip of your tongue. So go ahead.
Basically, what I was going to say is, before you move in with somebody, I already know, just like he was saying, what the timeline is on when y'all want to get this marriage thing done. Men only, I find, if a man gets comfortable, that's because you have not set any kind of deadlines. You have not made any dates. You have not. He's just comfortable with the fact that y'all engaged. So setting
Uh-oh. Did we get a pause?
was it mine?
I don't know. I wasn't watching the screens, but it looked like it paused for a second, but we back
It
on. So
did.
go
I
ahead.
saw it on both ends. But what I'm saying is just make sure that you have a deadline. Now, I'm not convincing anybody to move in with anybody. If they feel like they don't want to move in with anybody, then that's good. But I'm talking to the people who feel like they do want to move in with somebody
Mm-hmm.
before they marry them. Have that deadline set before the move in. Like, hey, we got this date set on this many months. We're gonna be living together, and then we're gonna get married. All that set in stone, so nobody can go back on their word when they come back. When it comes to that, nobody's getting too comfortable. So, can you? Am I doing good or
Oh no, you're
bad?
doing great. I was raising my hand.
Oh, okay. I'm almost finished here.
No,
That's
go
all I have
ahead.
to
I just was
say.
raising my hand. Do your thing.
So yeah, the getting comfortable thing just it wouldn't fly with me. It didn't. Me and my ex-husband, we lived together a year and a half on my part because he wanted to go down to the courthouse and get married, and I was like, we having a wedding, boo,
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
so it was a year and a half. We finally came up with a date. Like a roundabout date. Around about this time is when we're gonna get married, and that's when we got married. It was no getting comfortable because I know people get engaged and they're engaged for 10, 14, 15 years. No, who has time for that? No one does.
You know
So
what? I'm gonna say something. I'm probably gonna break some man code for this, but fuck it. I'm gonna keep it a stack with some of you ladies. A lot of times, a man will cop that ring, that engagement ring, just to shut y'all up because he knows y'all want to be married, and he knows if he gets this ring, he could just keep acting like he's working on it without actually ever getting to it. And it's instead of being called an engagement ring, it's more of a hush up ring. So basically, what ends up happening is you get this ring, and you're like, all right, we gonna do this thing, whatever. Amoy, I'm gonna tell you something. you don't never want to marry somebody you ain't live with, because there's just certain things, no matter how much time you spend with each other, no matter how much time you spent laid up under each other as couples, I'm telling you, it's different when your stuff has nowhere else to go but the same place their stuff does, and how y'all make that work. How many times a woman is going to move our stuff as men because the women are trying to clean up and we making a mess, and they'll pick up something and they'll take it and they'll move it somewhere, and then we moving around and we looking for it and going through all this, all those song and dance. Sabrina laughing because she knows she's done it to her ex-husband, because everybody's done it. And it's not it's not a bad on the woman's behalf. A lot of times they're trying to help. But with us men, we have what's called organized confusion. So even in our confusion, you know where everything is. So
I honestly didn't do that. When I saw him moving anything, I stayed out of his way. I learned that when we were living together.
But see, you learned it. But see what you said there? You see what you said there, right?
I stayed out of his way. We stayed out of each other's way.
No, but you see what you said there. You learned from living together first. So by the time you got married, you already knew his habits. So you knew certain things. Let me not do that because I know that's going to trigger this. And that's not going to help the cause. So let's not do that. That is an experience that you will only understand if you spend time under the same roof prior to being married. It is an essential part of it. It should go before children, before any of that stuff. Understand that we are in a new day and age, people. This is not a game anymore. They have taken away your right to choose. Now you got to go underground to get a freaking abortion, and you got to go find a hookup soon because they limit how many of them little Plan B pills you take. You really got to pick and choose wisely as far as what it is that you choose to do and who you choose to do it with. Them days of being a hot girl and being loose, a hot boy and being loose. And let me tell you, fellas, as a man that spent some time dealing with the courts and child support, I will tell you that shit is a pain in the arse. It is unbelievably annoying. You don't want to make that mistake. I can speak this because I've lived it. I've been there. I've dealt with that system. And I was actually the type that did the right thing. Show up to every court day, do what I got to do for my son and all that stuff. But sometimes it just ends up in court for whatever reasons it does. Not to air anybody's out or anything like that. But here's the thing. Marriage is supposed to be a final step. People don't take it serious enough, and they don't understand that this is something where if you want this, you need to get with somebody that wants that too. If you don't care about marriage, like I'm pretty sure me and Sabrina talk all the time, she really don't give a damn about doing that again. But if it happens, it happens. She's not against it. She just ain't killing herself for it. She's perfect for a guy that maybe isn't going hard to be married. He just wants to enjoy your company, enjoy his, have a good relationship. That's cool. But for those that care about that, you have to learn to find people that are vibrating on the same wavelength as you. Love ain't enough.
That's right.
And that's one thing, and I'm sure Sabrina, I know because of my experience as a counselor, and I know there's a lot more to marriage than love. Love is a legally binding contract. This is making somebody a partner in your corporation. Male or female, doesn't matter which angle you want to look at it from. Y'all legally binded to each other. Y'all can make decisions and speak for one another. If you laying on the bed dying, that person has the right to make the decision whether they pull the plug or not. You might want to think twice about who you give access to pulling your plug. Because a lot of y'all think this is like some kind of joke. Like, there's a reason why I'm 42 years old and I haven't jumped that broom yet. It's because I didn't come across that person up until this time that made me cross to that next step. And when that does happen, you will clearly know that this person showed things that made them the reason why I decided to cross that line. And that it was a rigorous process before it happened. Because I know from experience living vicariously through others. Let me tell you something. The best way to learn in life is to learn from other people's fuck ups. Why fuck up yourself?
Yep.
When you can sit back and listen to other people and learn from them. They're literally doing the legwork for you, just like we on this podcast, spreading this information for you, helping you to really think things out. Because I could guarantee you, if I go down my friend list, if I threw a dart at 100 girls on my friend list, I guarantee you there's at least 20 to 30% of them that are wasting their time right now and just haven't woke up to realize it yet. You know how many times I sit there? Let me tell you one of the number one things that scares me. If I talk to a woman and she tells me she's been in multiple relationships that was 5, 6, 7 years or better, but yet I never heard of her getting married or even barely engaged, if that, I'm looking at her like, wait a minute, why haven't you? But then you come to me and you got this gung-ho plan. Oh, so you want to choose me as the knight in shining armor to come save the day and bring you to the promised land, like I'm MLK, when all these years you was wasting time with this one and wasting time with that one. It starts to make me question your ability to make clear, concise decisions. And that's something else. In your partner should be able to, should have the capacity to make good, clear, concise decisions. Because again, this is your partner in the corporation of your life. You can be in a relationship forever, never have to get married. Hell, I even know a legal loophole where you could give them power of attorney without having to walk down the aisle.
Right.
You don't have to get married to do all that. Mm-hmm. But when you get married, that binds everything. Your credit, everything. Everything. So if you're going to do that, understand how serious it has to be. And again, it has to start from here. Like if your woman is hiding a bank account from you, because sorry to say, but this is something women do a lot. I'm going to get to what men do a lot in a minute. Because I know Sabrina got something to say. I can see a smirk on her face. Mm-hmm. But with us, ladies, don't listen to them grandmama and Auntie T from back in the days when they said to have a mad money account. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because what ends up happening is, if he's anywhere near as analytical as I am, he's going to find out. Especially because I'm a number man. I crunch numbers like people crunch chips. And my whole thing is, if somebody like me finds something like that out, oh no, we have a problem. Because if you stashing that, what other secrets you got going on? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the problems we come across. Is one of the issues is the secrets. You have to learn to let go of those secrets. You have to come into this with transparency. Do not sign that wedding certificate and you are still sneaking and creeping and having a bunch. It's not worth it. It's cheaper to dump her. Forget it's cheaper to keep her. No, it's cheaper to dump her. Trust me. How much does it cost to get divorced, Sabrina?
It can start from $500 on up. It all depends, but it starts
If
out most
you have
retaining attorney is $500. It may have gone up, but the last time I checked, retaining in a divorce attorney is 500.
and having to split up all that shit, that's where it hurts. Because she didn't mention that cost because she on the woman's side. See, you on the woman's side, more than likely it's us men that earn more. If the woman earns more, ladies, y'all might want to keep your ear pitched to this too. Because if you're the breadwinner in the house, which ain't nothing wrong with that, because these days and times it could go either way. But if you're the breadwinner in the house, understand there's one thing you want to keep in mind. You decide to be secretive, you go end up in a divorce, you cutting off some of them schnapps to your partner. It's called alimony. Even men are getting alimony these days. So you want to keep that in mind. Not to mention any assets that y'all acquired while together have to now be split. That means if you own a home that y'all own together, guess what? Now you got to split it. Even if you say, oh, well, it's just my name on the home, so it's mine. If you bought the home while you were still married, it is legally ours, not yours. Understand, any assets you accrue during the marriage are legally available for division because that partner played some kind of part in you being able to acquire said assets. So you don't want to go through this, which is what I meant by when I say it's cheaper to keep her. You don't want to go through that. It is a nasty, messy process, and then nobody wins in that situation, really, because it's just something that's completely miserable and something that you just don't want to encounter. Believe you and me, I've had to sit and deal with people in that, and it just was bad. I tried to counsel them out of it. A lot of times I'm able to help them. Sometimes there ain't no reconciliation and they just got to divide it up. That's when you get sent over to the divorce attorney and they take it from there. $500 ain't bad, but Sabrina got a really good deal because in a lot of cases that shit costs a lot more than that, especially depending on where you live. Sabrina.
What, as far as the get a divorce thing? I mean,
no, let's not focus on divorce because that's negative.
Oh, okay. I mean, we just didn't have any assets together, so I mean, it was all I had to do was
easy
out, and we already knew what belonged to whomever, and that was it. You know,
that's fair.
The only thing that really hurt the most to leave behind was my dog, but I knew that you know, Cody was well trained there. He was in a good home. He had a good daddy, so I didn't want to uproot him and take him through all that retraining again. He know that was his home. I wasn't going to uproot him from that. So
right,
that was it. You know, I moved out. If anybody wants to know, you know, for all the nosy people, but I moved out of that house.
All that, but thank you.
But it is what it is, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, I mean, I had to leave. I didn't. No, I had to leave that situation. So, you know, but as far as having secrets, that is bad. However, when it comes to finances, I don't see the problem with a woman or a man having a rainy day fund for themselves, just in case something goes wrong. You know, just in case you have a partner who likes to spend, because we all like to spend a little bit, you know. But that's just me. I'm not saying
let me clarify that though. I just want to clarify that, and then I'm gonna shut up again.
Okay.
See, she's saying rainy day fund, but the thing is, her husband is going to be aware that fund exists.
No, what not.
See, but you got to be careful with that because it looks like, I'm just saying, see, that's dangerous. Because the optics of that,
I'm gonna tell you why. We gonna have to disagree on that, but go ahead. I mean, I'm gonna go
the
ahead and finish.
optics on that, from my perspective, is okay. Nobody's saying that you don't have your own individual bank account and you put money in. That's fine. But I should know that that account exists. I don't even need to know how much is in there per se.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I do need to know that that exists. Because here's the thing. Let's say I'm sitting there killing myself. I'm doing 80 hours a week, breaking my neck. And I could have maybe cut that down by a little bit because meanwhile, you sitting up here stacking and stashing something. And it's like, I'm killing myself to pay this, losing sleep, all types of stuff. And meanwhile, you're sitting on 30 grand. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
And maybe I was just hustling to get up an extra two. That sucks, especially if it's something that I'm doing for the home. That's not cool. Because then these will be the same women that's crying, oh, he don't spend no time with me. He always working. Da, 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 da. And I'll be like, wait a minute, but you have money on the side and you ain't want to help because you wanted to pack rat your cash. And for what? What are you saving for that I don't have awareness of? Now, you can keep a rainy day fund, but if a motherfucker's killing himself to that level, it's raining, chick. Dig in. And that's the whole thing, is be transparent about it. Go ahead, Sabrina.
The reason I say rainy day fund, and the reason why I don't feel like it's necessary to tell. My opinion is when it comes to that, finances is a big thing in relationships and marriages. Everyone knows that. So I feel like if this is me though, it's just me. It does not have to be everybody else. I feel like if my partner knows that this account exists, he's going to be like, hey, I need this for this. Look, I understand you might have an issue. We might have an issue. Okay. I might dip into it, but you ain't got to know about that account. You ain't got to know about it. Honestly, that's what helped me in my marriage. Actually, I had three accounts. He did not know about the third account. He had accounts that I knew nothing about. I really did not know about every single account that he had. I did not ask him because we did not ask each other about money. But that money came from me working as a hairstylist as well, and those were tips. So that was my tip money going into that particular account, and so it built up, over a certain amount of time. And I'm like, whoa, didn't realize I was getting this much in tips, so that was tip money, but with that being said, I did not want him to know because he had a spending habit. Although I loved my ex-husband, I knew what habits he had. Okay. He had a spending habit that I was like, he cannot know about this account. He cannot. I love him, but this is something that he cannot know about because he's gonna want to dip into it when something goes wrong. And not that I didn't help him. I did. I very much did.
Well,
But
see,
he had other things going on too that that was secret. Him and his mother had things going on that I did not know about too. So I mean, I had an intuition about it, but I didn't go asking questions because I just like, you know what, that's between them. But this gonna be my little secret right here. Then I'm keeping my tips over here in this account, and I'm not telling him nothing about this
but
because
you know what?
he loves to spend.
You know what? I still feel like that's very dangerous. Now, you could say, and I mean, we just will disagree on this one. Mm-hmm. But I know in any household of mine, I will say this, in any household of mine, of course, you have two separate accounts. Ladies, gentlemen, have your own bank account. Your paycheck goes into your bank account. Mm-hmm. Not into the combined. The combined bank account should be for household expenses, vacations, and so on and so forth. If you want to create a joint savings, I say that that's a good look too, so you can save for big ticket items and so on and so forth. You know, there's a whole other thing I go into, but I ain't teaching economics class today because I'm sorry, but it's going to cost you a couple dollars. I'm just saying I had to educate myself on this stuff. I need to get paid. But the thing is, all jokes aside, you have to, and I mean, this is my opinion. Like I said, we all have our own opinions. I just believe that the most successful relationships are the ones with the most transparency. It alleviates a lot of arguments because it's going to come out, because whatever's in the dark always comes to light. And when it does, it's going to come at the most inconvenient time. And then what's going to happen is, in the midst of an argument, because people that love each other know each other's buttons. They know each other's secrets. They know each other. They know what to say and what scathing thing to say to stab you below the belt. And trust me, when they're upset, human nature is to find something scathing to say. And then boom, now you turns into this. Then, oh, but you out here sneaking and creeping. What you doing with this bank account here? Da, 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 da. What's up with that? I don't even know nothing that's in there. I don't know shit about it. Blah, 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 blah. I wasn't going to even mention it, but I happened to see this statement, and I'm sitting up here like, wait a minute, this account don't match this. What's this one? Oh, was this some money you getting from your sugar daddy? Because you know people are insecure as fuck. So these are just conversations that end up coming up when you're sneaking, creeping, and leaving shit hidden. That's just something I've seen from the experiences in consulting people. And even in relationships I've had, the secret thing is a very dangerous and volatile thing. Now, to be fair, if you do know you have somebody that's addicted to a specific thing, like Sabrina mentioned that he has a real issue with holding on to money. He gets money in his hand, he spends that shit before it even gets cool in his hand. It's like it's burning a hole in his pocket, and he got to do something stupid. If you got somebody with a gambling problem or somebody with a major shopping problem, and fellas, just because your woman shops doesn't mean she has a shopping problem. She's just a woman. Women shop more than us, which is why 75 to 80% of the stores in a mall cater to women. Let's move on. Because I already knew somebody would probably say that, and they ain't got time. Women shop more than us. So what? That's not having a shopping problem. A shopping problem is when you're taking money that's supposed to go for a bill. An addiction to anything is when you know you ain't got it and you know that this is going to ruin you in some other way, but instead you just can't help it. So it's a compulsive thing where you just have to go for that thing to get that fix. And when you do that, you're derailing yourself, but you can't help it, even though you see it and know it's not the best idea, because you just have to have it then. That is an addiction as an issue. Sabrina might have had a situation like that in her household. Like, he might have been gambling. You ain't got to air his laundry out on him.
No,
but I'm saying, but understand the point. It doesn't matter. The point is, whatever the case is, that is when you need to put something aside in that situation. But women don't start using that as an excuse and lying. Oh, well, you know, he likes some sneakers. And da-da-da. You met that dude. He had about 15 pairs of sneakers. You knew he liked sneakers. That's not a habit. If he had the money for it, he went and paid for it. He ain't homeless, so clearly he taking care of his stuff. But when you see somebody constantly putting themselves in a position of struggle, but yet they're still can't control themselves with that money, they don't know how to tighten that up, that's when you got to take an aggressive position, because you love them and you want them to succeed, sometimes you gotta kind of do it the hard way.
Right.
That is what all of this is about with the whole marriage mentality thing. And understand that if you want to one day find your person to marry, the first step is you need to ask yourself, number one, if you're single, what kind of men are you meeting and dating? And what are their future plans? What are their intentions? If their intentions is just to have a relationship and clap some cheeks, if that ain't enough for you, don't get with that man. I don't care how nice looking he is, how good his little job is. Let me tell you something. A person will have money today and lose that money before the day's over. You don't want that to be the basis of your relationship. Money is nothing but a tool.
Can I piggyback off that just a minute?
Go ahead.
I literally just said that in other words on another group in Facebook. But people are marrying people that they don't even like. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. You're dealing with stuff that you know that you're not gonna want to deal with in the long run. That cute stuff that you look over, you overlook because they're, oh, he's cute, oh, he's intelligent, oh, she cute, or oh, she got money and all that stuff. Okay, but that person's personality does not really match with yours a little bit, or a lot. They have a personality disorder that you're ignoring.
Yep.
After a while, you're not going to want to be around that person. You're not going to like that person. That particular post actually was dealing with people who were in sexless marriages. That's the thing.
Real thing.
A lot of people are out there married and not having sex. I was in one.
They're not having sex with their partner, at least.
I was not having. We weren't having sex with each other. Although I have a high sex drive, I still wanted to have sex every now and then. He didn't want anything. we fought over that. We fought over that because I'm like, what is it? What am I doing? What it was a constant argument.
You know what?
It's those things that you look past because a person looks good, has this, has that, or whatever, but their personality is off. It may have been my personality off. It probably was, but
I'm gonna
he
say,
did a lot of things too. So I blame both of us.
Let me bounce.
I'm just saying.
Let me bounce off of that one real quick.
Hold on, just one more minute. You have got to make sure that you are going to want to deal with a person's flaws in their character for a long period of time before you even get. That's why I say it's important to get marital counseling, because the counselor will ask those questions that you don't think about. So those character flaws may be huge things after a while that you just cannot deal with. Go ahead.
All right, so that is very true. A lot of that stuff that you can't deal with, but also, here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this: y'all need to get with people that turn y'all on sexually, and that you are compatible with sexually. And believe it or not, a lot of men settle for women that aren't compatible with I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's plenty of times I've spoken to men and they'll be like, I'm into this and that, but she don't really like to do this and she don't care to do that, but it's cool because such and such and such. I've even seen dudes that literally are porn stars that have girlfriends that give them basic ass sex, and that's it. They don't get any adventure or nothing. And only reason he doesn't really act on it is because he's in an industry where he gets to get it all out of his system anyway. And I've also seen that And the reason why I'm talking on the men's side of it is because we already know a lot of times the women's drive, especially as she approaches her 40s, will shoot up to this. Some men stay at that level and they can match them or maybe even put them down. But there's a lot of men who can't keep up. And I'm gonna tell y'all fellas now, be a big girl about this. We ain't gonna do that. No, let's not make fun. Because I don't want to shame anybody and stop thinking about that situation because I don't want to start laughing.
I'm not going to mention anything. I wasn't even going to mention that. What you already, I already know what's on your mind. I ain't even about to.
Oh no, actually, I wasn't thinking about that. What I'm saying is understand, fellas, ain't no shame if you gotta pop a pill or take a honey or do whatever it is you gotta do. Don't be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? I'm fortunate. I will tell you this: if you want to avoid that, you gotta have beet juice once a week. You might want to look into. Damn, I forget what that thing is right now, but there's another thing you could take too. Sea moss. Sea moss is good. And you gotta drink fucking water, guys. Fellas, if you're not flushing your system, you clogging your system up, that blood flow not going all the way to the Peter the way you need to. And you gonna wonder why she's looking at you like, what's happening here? You ain't really hitting on much. And I mean, understand, there's plenty of times where you're going to find yourself not getting that particular energy just because you might be tired, you're not getting proper sleep. Another thing is, too, you got to get proper sleep, which I fail at, but I get away with it only because I'm able to, drink a lot of water. I take my vitamins, I do all that stuff, so it helps me. And I exercise, I work out. And that's another thing too. You got to take care of your body. Mm-hmm. Exercise, especially as you're getting older. Listen, I literally add about 2 to 3 hours extra to my work day, or I'll say my waking time that I'm awake, because I have a certain amount of work hours I put in per day. And I add an extra 3 hours to it on my workout days, which is why y'all don't see me on this thing on those days, because I refuse. Yes, you could drink water and mind your business. I love it. But you understand what I'm saying? The number one thing you want to do to make sure that you are keeping yourself strong, fellas, is you got to change your diet. All them processed foods. Let me tell you something. Me and the lady went to vacation, went to a high-end resort. Great food, quality food, all of that. We both, normally you go on vacation, you come back, you gained about 10 pounds. Both of us dropped like 10 pounds. On vacation, we had access to unlimited food, unlimited liquor. I had about 50-something to 60 tequila shots in the week that I was gone. She don't drink as much as I do. I drink like a fish, but she don't really drink like that. I do. I still lost inches. I started seeing cut in my abs. And I didn't work out that week while I was gone. I was chilling. But you know what happened? Number one, because I have been working out consistently, so your body gets used to it. And you know what I did as soon as I came back from vacation? Took my ass right back to the gym, got right back into it. But the major key there is I had high quality food. So my body was able to break it down, take the nutrients out, didn't have too much fat to cut through. That makes a difference in the way your body functions. You'll see. That's why you'll see a lot of people that live a higher lifestyle. Like if you've met I've met a few celebrities in my life. You'll notice they have a certain glow to their skin or whatever the case may be. It's not just because they're getting these facials or whatever else. It's also because they can afford to eat quality food. And another thing is too, in America, we have a lot of processed food. And unfortunately, the corporate machine here is set up to make processed food, which I want you to just think about this for a second. I know I'm going on a tangent right now.
You
I want you to
are.
think about this for a second. Processed food. I've worked in an area where food was processed before. Processed food takes way more effort to make than something that grows out of the ground. But for some reason, they make that cheaper than something they had to put 2,000 different chemicals in just to sell it to you. I want you to think about that. Think about the type of water that you drink, because certain bottles of water ain't even all that. If you're drinking Poland Spring or Nestle water or something, take it and throw it out the window. You might as well get you a bottle of soda. You know, and that's true. Processed food is the worst thing for your body. Because the thing is with processed food, your body is not designed to break down all those chemicals, so it ends up sitting in your body, becomes fatty deposits, and eventually clogs up your arteries. But to roll back, because I'm going to roll back onto it because I'm going too far. I'm turning this into a health food discussion. But your health is your wealth. Because I don't know about you, and it can't just be you, though. Like, if you're about your health, the partner you have has to be about theirs too. Because you can't be sitting there trying to eat right, do the right thing, and they over there having steak sandwiches with double steak on top of it with bacon and cheddar cheese and all this other shit.
Gross. That sounds gross.
Yep, and that's true too. See, sits in your gut and affects your mood as well. This is, you know, Dr. Love Jones. I don't know who that is off the top, but thank you for
I know
watching.
him.
Oh, you
Hey,
know who
Dr.
that is.
Jones.
Okay, that's one of your people then. Okay.
A friend of over here in Orlando. Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're happy to have you here. My point is, though, is that it is your health is very important, because you'll see, like you said, that food affects your mentality, affects your mood, affects your energy. If y'all are eating right, you taking care of each other, you looking out for one another, you're going to see that that's going to benefit the both of you, and it's going to make your relationship a bit more passionate, a bit more energetic. And another thing is too, guys, again, don't let that woman shame you if you ever have to pop a pill, because the time will probably come for most of you. So most of you ain't going to listen to this and start eating right. A lot of you going to do what you got to do, and it's what it is. But guess what? She pulling out that KY to juice her shit up too. So,
can I get on that, please, before you go all into this stuff?
oh no, I was gonna stop there. Actually, I'm just saying, everybody needs a little help sometimes, I guess. So my thing is don't shame each other for it. Any shortcomings you have, if you decided to go on, I'm gonna just bring it back to this, and then Sabrina, Lord knows I need to stop. But I just want to bring it to this. When you're in a relationship, don't shame each other for your shortcomings. You accepted them for who they were and decided to fucking marry them. That's not the time to start dissing them. Oh, your dick is small. Oh, your walls is whack. Oh, the this and that. It's like, by the time you got to marriage, you should have done figured all of that out. So why are you talking about it now? Oh, you coming fast and all this other stuff. You knew that when you married them. If that's not for you, be honest with yourself. I could tell you I've been the other man to a few married women in my day, and I used to shake my head and say, I was in my 20s at this time, so I didn't give a shit. But I was saying, like, these girls don't even care about their husband. They do all these things and then go back to their man. Why waste your time? Why risk all of that? It's not worth it. It isn't. Not once you get to the marriage threshold. Make your decision and live with it. If you can't, don't get married. Have sex before you get married, please. Don't hear all the okie doke, abstain till marriage. Yeah, that sounds good. But these are those principles are from back in the days where the man and the woman didn't even choose each other. They were chosen for each other. And they had to get together and make that shit work. We ain't in them days and times no more. We ain't there. Go on a couple of trips. Get into some drama. Not intentionally, but life happens. Things are going to happen. Something's going to happen that's going to be stressful to challenge your relationship. Pay attention to how your partner handles that.
Yep. Yes.
Because somebody that really loves you will not turn on you the moment shit gets thick. Even if y'all do have a little snappy back and forth, that's not the problem. That doesn't mean, the relationship's over. No. The relationship is fine until you decide to start doing things that are going to long-term affect each other. Things that you would do flagrantly to hurt the other person. And those are going to be things that make your marriage irreparable. I could sit here and talk with y'all all day in the counseling office, but I'll save y'all the money. You go that far, go see Sabrina, find out who the hell she found for $500. That's a great fucking price. Because I've known that thing is cost a hell of a lot more than that. But go ahead. I'm gonna jump in on what you want to say.
No, actually, no. I wanted to hit on the staying healthy. Of course, definitely, it's important. It's imperative that each partner is healthy, but you have to keep each other's mental health intact as well. That's very important. If your mental health is well first, then you're gonna eat healthy. You're gonna be more more happy to eat good. Okay,
right?
If you're doing things that on a regular to make sure you're healthy, mind, body, and spirit. So you're both responsible for that.
Right.
That's the major key to longevity and good sex in a marriage. As he was saying about the processed foods, okay, I'm not going to get into all of that. However, have good the things you put in your body. Us women definitely, we have to drink water, eat certain things to keep moisture going on down there. I understand some women on medication are going through menopause, going through premenopause or certain things that just might change their pH. Take care of those things. Okay, those things are very important to a good sex life in the marriage. Sex is important just as much as finances is in a marriage. Okay. Not gonna go back into what happened between me and my ex-husband, but everything was good up until we weren't having sex. It was just other things that happened to both of us were like, no, don't even go there. But definitely that's something that's important. And a lot of men I see talk about their women, their wives, don't keep themselves looking cute anymore.
Oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Listen, if you watching this, hit the like button too. That helps our algorithm. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, smash the like button. Share this. I made sure to make the one that's on my page public so that they can see that this is going on, because people need to hear about this. This is very real stuff. Go ahead, Sabrina. Sorry.
Okay, so it's in. Oh, let me get my mindset back. I was on to something. Yeah, but I hear a lot of men complain about their wives not keeping themselves up. It is important that you keep yourself up even in a marriage. Um, of course, you're gonna see
No
each other looking at
bonnets.
your worst. Of course, you're gonna
Sorry.
see each other looking at your worst. You know, but however, it shouldn't be on a day-to-day basis that your husband come home and you got a
Do
bonnet
your
on
hair.
or your head nap. You got the kitchen going on back there. You know,
Shave your
relax your
top
hair, go to
and
the stylist. Would you
submerge
hush?
your ass.
Your
Sorry.
mouth.
Okay.
I'm talking. But anyway, he's so talkative. Oh my god, I love it though. But anyway, keep yourself up. Put some makeup on. Do your nails. Get your nails done.
Shave
You
your
know,
legs.
the same thing that you did when you guys were dating. It's the same thing you're gonna need to do while y'all married. Y'all, that man married you for that man chose you for a reason. Why would you let yourself go just because you got the man at home? No, ma'am. That is not cute. That is not safe for you to be doing in your marriage. You better do what's healthy for you and to keep yourself up. Okay? The men, okay, gotta eat right too. All that drinking that y'all be doing all the time. Especially the smoking. If you know that you're a smoker, you smoking cigarettes. Okay, cigarette smoking can cause erectile dysfunction. Did you guys know that? It can.
What does it
All
do to
right.
the women? Tell me what it
So
does to the
it
women.
can cause cigarette smoking can cause dryness in women females. But I'm speaking on the men's side right now. I'm gonna get
Oh no,
on
I
y'all
just I
about
want you to
that
give
because
no,
I
I
have
want you to
hold
give
on.
both sides.
I've literally experienced that. That happened in my marriage. Actually, I'm gonna just leave it at
It's the
that.
cigarettes, you said.
Okay. So the erectile dysfunction did happen. So that's
Cigarettes?
yes,
You
cigarettes
sure
will
it's
do
the
it.
cigarette?
He was he,
How
but
was he eating?
but huh?
How was he eating?
Terrible. He
What were
didn't
you
eat healthy,
cooking?
and he was a constant smoke. He was a constant smoker and a drinker. I
Hold
dealt with
on.
that.
What were
So
you
I mean,
cooking?
huh?
What were you cooking?
I cooking. We both cooked.
No, no,
What you talking
no.
about?
I
And
asked you a question.
I had to cook
What
healthy. I
were
had
you
I ain't
cooking?
been, no. I just let that little bit out there. I ain't gonna go into all the rest of that. Okay.
I'm
I
just
ain't gonna
saying.
talk about
You
all what
talking
I was cooking.
about
That's not what we gonna do, sir. We not gonna do that.
we gonna talk
Okay.
about we gonna
No,
because the thing is
we're not gonna talk about that. But
I'm
I'm just letting
no
you know that
I
that
don't
can cause erectile dysfunction. The
I,
cigarette smoking and a lot of drinking.
I don't expect you to dig into that, but the reason why I bring that up is ladies and gents. And see, I said ladies and gents. See, I'm being inclusive, Sabrina. Aren't you proud of me? So, ladies and gents, when we're talking about diet too, if you're looking at your partner's diet and saying, "Oh, your diet's no good," the next question I'm going to ask you is, "What are you bringing for them? What are you cooking for them? And why is their diet not improving if you're supposed to be helping to provide some meals towards them? Are you if you're not drinking enough water, are you providing them with water so that they can drink more and staying on top of them with that? Don't wait until there's a problem. You understand something about the human body. Human body is the best biomechanical system in as we know it in the universe. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a very sensitive system. Something goes wrong, you're gonna feel a thing.
Yeah.
And when you feel that thing, you don't want to wait till you feel that thing until it gets to the point where you fall down and are laying down and now you want to do something about it. These are things you have to address when it's still early. You want to be proactive, not reactive.
Yes.
And the problem is, a lot of times people are reactive in the situation. And that's not cool because that is how you end up killing yourself. But again, I just want y'all to ask, because I know Sabrina got some more to say. I just want to know what's in their plate and what are you doing to put something better in their plate? Because understand, when you have a partner, you're accountable for them as well as yourself, as they are accountable for you as well as their self. That's supposed to be give and take. So if one of y'all is backsliding or not doing something right, you got to ask what the other, because you're just as guilty as the person that's doing it if you sit back and let them self-destruct. If
I
his
disagree with
if
that.
his if his wing ain't
I
working,
disagree with that, but
if his
I'll tell you
wing ain't
why.
working because he's smoking too much, there needs to be a serious and legit conversation where I say, listen, you are dying, my friend. Because a lot of times when your weighing is not working, that's a sign that your heart is not operating at as true efficiency. That means you're at the engine. Your heart is your engine. If that thing is cluttering up and slowing down, that's a problem. That's something you got to pay attention to. If a woman is not secreting her proper bodily fluids, that means she has clogging somewhere that's keeping her secretions from functioning normally. That means they're not healthy. Granted, every woman is not meant to project juices across the room, as some women are capable of doing. It's a muscle, it's a gland that everybody is not strong enough to do that. I'm not going to get into the weeds of that one. But y'all adults know what the hell I'm talking about. But the thing is, if you're not at least getting that basic juicing, it's not always because that man ain't stimulating you, because he could be. It also could be because you're working with a limited reservoir of fluid, so it's only putting out but so much. You got to pay attention to those telltale signs. That's very important. Isn't it, Sabrina?
Yes.
She getting sleepy. Because, the thing is with her, it gets close to 11 o'clock, she needs her sheet and her pillow. That's why she's leaning on the wall right now.
I'm not on the wall.
It looks like you're leaning on the wall.
No, I'm not even close to the wall. That wall is all the way back here.
Oh,
You
I
see?
see. It's because the groove. Yeah, I see it. It's
Yeah.
the groove behind you. But the way you leaning definitely is a sleepy lean.
Mm-hmm.
But you got anything else on this?
Um, I was gonna hit. We can hit on a lot of things about marriage. However, you cannot make anybody eat what you suggest. Because I tried to get my ex-husband on a healthy kick. He was not with it. So you cannot make anybody
As
do
I think,
anything
right. Go
while
ahead.
you're in a marriage. I suggested working out. I suggested yoga. I suggested a lot of things. He just was not with it. He was in his own thing. So I did what I could to keep myself healthy, even though I came up with the health issues. But I mean, hey, it is what it is, you know. Um, but even with the health issues that I developed, with him, I was still doing things, and I still do those things to this day to keep myself, together, So, but you just can't make anybody do anything as far as eating and working out and all of that. All you can do is suggest.
Mm-hmm.
They can have enough respect for you to hear you out and why you want them to, because you want a long, healthy marriage with them,
Right.
and you see your partner live a long life. You both want to live a long life together. If we could all die at 100, we'll be great. The world will be grand. But it just
Probably
does not
is.
happen that way. But you want to see the best for your partner. So if they're
Mm-hmm.
suggesting that you eat healthy, drink healthy, cut back on certain things that you're doing, like smoking and drinking, you know, um, and get into a healthier lifestyle, they're helping you. They're not telling you what to do. They're not trying to be your mother. They're not trying to be your father. They're not trying to do that. They're trying to help you so that you both can have a healthy, long marriage and life, quality of life at that, because you don't want to be taking care of someone at a young age that's in a wheelchair, which anything can cause that to happen. I'm not dissing anybody that's in a wheelchair and doing their thing, doing that, because accidents happen. People get in car accidents. Things change and happen in life, So, but however, if you could prevent that health issue wise, you're responsible for your being, your house. This is your house, your temple. You're responsible for that. What you consume into that is very important on a day-to-day basis. And that's what he's hitting on here. Being healthy within yourself is going to help you have a healthy, long, happy marriage. So I definitely agree with that part. But like as I said, not everybody's going to get on that. Not everybody's going to stick to it. They're just like people having gym memberships. They say, okay, I'll work out this year, in January. Next thing you know, by March, y'all ain't even going to the gym.
They in the bed sleeping like, fuck it, we gonna order some takeout.
Right. So I mean, all you can do is do your best to help your partner. And if they don't see those efforts, then that's them. That's their loss. You still love them. At the end of the day, that but they lost out on an opportunity to be healthy with you. So yeah.
That's good. Okay. Well, I'm gonna touch on one thing, and then we're gonna pack this up and land this plane, because we are flying through. We are hour and something in, and of course, if we start on time, that would help. But life. Yes. So anyway, I want to touch on something that Soul Envy said, because this is a big one that happens. I've consulted on this many a times, and this is so important that I'm actually going to take extra time just to touch on this, even though I am tired and I'm hot. Because let me tell y'all a little something, right? You can't run air conditioning when you're doing a video. You know why? Unless you got the central air. But the way I'm set up, I have a machine pumping some powerful air onto me, which feels great most of the time. But guess when it don't feel great? When I'm running a video and that machine is whirring away, it'll sound horrible. So I have to turn that off and sit here and sweat it out to sit with you guys. And I don't mind, because it's worth it to sit with y'all and talk. But anyway, Soul Envy said, sex addictions outside the home. You would not believe how many weirdo fetishes, especially, and I'm going to say that a lot of this is with the men. The women have their shit too, but a lot of this is with the men. Because I'm going to touch on this. One of the biggest problems about a man when he gets into monogamous relationships, especially if he's the kind of man who's kind of always had his way with the ladies and blah, 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 is you miss your hunter's instinct. Because even though you're happy where you are and all that good stuff, the truth of the matter is by nature, you're designed with this certain instinct, and you're used to sharpening that tool here and there. So when you finally put that weapon away, that motherfucker be talking to you, and it's not about trying to fuck somebody else or whatever the case may be. That's a legit struggle that I know a lot of men that I've spoken to individually have had in their marriage, especially when they've been married for a while. Is they're like, damn, it's not even like I want to. I'll tell you the exact quote one guy told me. He was like, damn, I love my wife, and I'm not going to risk her health or anything by screwing around. But sometimes I've just sat around totally aroused, watching another couple getting it in, or watching a porn, or maybe even going to a party where they can see something, or whatever, just to feel that oomph again. Be sitting there harder than trigonometry. Won't touch nobody, but it's just something they get out of that rush of passion and feeling. This is one of the reasons why some people don't believe in committing to monogamous relationships, is because it hurts in some ways, and for some people they just ain't built for that shit. That's something you need to evaluate within yourself. One, now when I say sex addictions outside the home, I can touch on about a myriad of things. I'm not about to list all the different things that the addictions can be. Long story short is whatever kind of sexual contact or sexual things that their partner will probably not approve of are things that these guys are addicted to outside the home. Because doing reckless, messy sex with no responsibilities, no having to discuss the bills or life plans, just lay them down, smack them, yak them. That shit is very appealing when you're in a relationship where you have to have structure and you gotta plan things out. I'm gonna give you ladies a freebie though. Do yourselves one favor, because I've seen this in a lot of relationships with women. Stop trying to. If you're dealing with a man that's very busy, because I've counseled the men that I've counseled for the most part, they all were pretty decently well off. But the side effect of being decently well off is that you're also decently busy. So the women will be like, oh, well, when you come home, such and such and such, maybe we could take like a little bit of time and, get a little something in. Mm-mm. Let me tell you how men function. And this is important for marriage, Sabrina, so pardon me. I know you tired.
Go ahead.
Men like the random shit. You just sitting there, you chilling, all of a sudden you start mopping them off. Oh, man. Next thing you know, you doing your thing, da-da-da-da-da. That's great. Ladies, stop trying to schedule the day. And especially in marriages and stuff, I get it. Oh, we gotta have date night with a. Ain't nothing worse than scheduled fucking sex. That shit sucks. Because now it feels like something you're scheduling for as a task, as a job. Sex is supposed to be random. It's supposed to be orgasmic. It's supposed to be pleasurable. That's something that cannot be put on a clock in a book. It's not something. Don't tell your partner, oh baby, maybe we could get a little something tonight. Shh. Mm-mm. Don't tell them, even if you're thinking that in your head, because I get it. Women are very, very proactive with certain things, and I get it. You're trying to be proactive and you're trying to please your man and all that. Just shut up and do it. You can plan it in your own head. Don't tell him. You'll thank me later. You will get many a bigger, harder, stiffer erections from your man when you hit him with the randoms. And of course, submerge your ass.
Oh my God.
I just had to say it.
Both of y'all.
Oh no, well, duh. But my whole thing is, all jokes aside with that one, my whole thing is y'all have to try to make your marriage as natural a friendship as possible. And not make it. Your marriage should be a unification of two friends that love each other and want to enjoy this journey called life together. You need to choose a partner that can see yourself enjoying the journey of life together. If you can't see it and you've put some time in and you just feel like you're just going through the motions, I don't care if you've been with them 15 years. Don't spend another 5 with them. Fucking leave. Fellas, you too. Because I'm not just talking to the ladies on this. This is a unisexual conversation. Because us guys, we be dragging it with these women. We know this woman don't do it for us. If she don't do it for you, don't drag her around. Let her go. There's somebody that will love on her the way she needs to be.
Yes.
Ladies.
Go ahead.
Please your man properly. Know the man that you get with. So some of y'all ladies piss me off too. When I sit with y'all, and I'm talking about, oh my God, he want to do all this extra shit. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, you knew you had a freaky ass nasty man when you got with him. If you wasn't with them shits, you shouldn't have got with him. You should have stepped back and let somebody else that's going to get down and dirty with him do the down and dirty. If you are not vibrating, and I'm going to go back to this, if you are not vibrating on the same wavelength, you need to separate. Live together for a year. You cannot learn somebody's energy until you're sharing a space. Because now you're sharing energies. As long as you have a home base to run to, you're not going to ever make any progress in your relationships. So, Moy, I'm calling you out. I hear you. I hear what you're saying about never living with somebody, but I'm telling you, we ain't getting no younger, sweetie. You got to know if your energies match in a household together. And the reason why I go back to my black people and I say that is because when I go to their neighborhoods, I interact with people of different races all the time. And I go to these other neighborhoods and they are a unit. They operate as a unit. They think as a unit. They say we and us. It ain't all this I and me. Like I go to a lot of when I've been to a lot of different houses and stuff where there's a black couple and a black woman's there and the guy's like in the background somewhere lurking. He should be the one standing face to face with me first and foremost. What if I wanted to grab his woman by the neck and drag ass down the street? He would have to react from behind instead of being directly in front of me. We need to do better with our gender roles. It doesn't mean the woman's meant to be barefoot in the kitchen. Doesn't mean the man has to pay 100% of the bills and kill himself while the woman just does her nails and sticks all her money in a secret bank account. No. Those are the recipes for failure. If you want to fail, do that. I will tell you, every time I've seen relationships that were designed that way, they have 100% ended up in failure. You already know what the percentage of divorce is in this country, so you go play craps with your $20,000 to $30,000 on a wedding if you want to. I know this much. If it don't make money, it don't make sense where I come from. I get with somebody, that shit makes sense. It benefits me, it benefits them, it benefits everybody. That's the mentality you have to come with. And it doesn't have to be, oh, well, I'm making more money than him, he ain't shit, so what? If he's bringing shit to the table and he's willing to contribute, he's still going to be a protector, still be there to make intelligent decisions and guide you on the way you need to go. You still got a good man. Sit there and shut up with him. And congratulations, and I'm happy, sister, that you're earning a lot of money. if that's you. Because the only time that really comes up is in our community. We always talking about what somebody ain't got. Oh, look at her. She ain't got no booty like that. She ain't nothing. She can have an amazing heart, be a great person, be the ultimate freak in the sheets, got that thing that'll grip and snap and squash and do all type of thing to you. It doesn't mean you don't have a right to have a type, but my point is learn to elevate your mind. Marriage is a different level of thinking. Most of you think you're ready for marriage, but you ain't ready because you haven't even elevated your mind to get outside of the I mindset. You get out of that, I promise you, you're going to see a difference in the kind of people you fuck with. Either they going to grow with you or you going to grow right on beyond them and out away from them. Just like Sabrina did. She had an all right marriage, but she outgrew him. She had to shed that skin, and she's a bigger and better person for it. That's how, and the thing is, it's unfortunate to lose your marriage to have to do that. That's why I say go through that without having to jump the broom so you can save yourself some money. Because shit ain't getting no cheap out here. But we can go on and on with this issue. This probably needs a part 2. Because Sabrina has a lot that she wants to say. I'm reading her mind on that. But she's also tired. And I'm tired too. And I got some things I need to handle before midnight. So I think both of us have had long days and we're going to wrap this one up.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
You. After all these months, we are finally back. Hopefully, we will be able to do these weekly. No issues. Hopefully, we will be on time. You know, Black folks got to get it together.
Yeah.
But definitely, thank you guys for tuning in. Who did? Thank you guys who will be watching this later on. It will be on YouTube for you to view. We will no longer be keeping these up in the group. I would rather you guys go and subscribe
on my page.
To the yes, or on the page. Delete that, please. But yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have a new IG page. We should share that link again in the group as well. We have not been on there much, but we're going to be doing more reels and certain things. I'll be popping in every now and then. I will actually be tagging some of you in whoever I see that participates more in the group. I will be tagging you guys into live chats. I've created a room. It's deleted right now, but I can always create the room again so that you guys can live chat with me and we all can discuss certain things that we can even discuss here on the show and get out to the to other people. So we kind of feed off of the things that you guys talk about with us, and we get a lot of feedback from that too. So we appreciate that.
One thing, because I love what Sabrina's saying. One thing, if you have something that you really want us to touch on, now's your chance to farm the information out of people for free. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Get on the podcast, jump on the live chat with Sabrina. I'm not on there that much because I move around too much, but Sabrina will be on there. She's good at doing the live chats. She has a really pleasant voice, much better than mine as far as speaking wise goes. And, you know, she's a ball of sunshine when it comes to that stuff. So my thing is get at her. Let her know this is a concern you have. You can even do it anonymously if you want to do it quietly on the side. Jump in the inbox. It's a topic you want us to tackle. We will definitely put it in the list of things. If you have questions in regards to your relationship and if you're trying to figure those things out, it's a great time to get at us and get that answered out for you on open forum. And if you would like to join us in the conversation, you have to contact us privately, preferably Sabrina. If you want, you can hit me up, but Like I said, I'm got a lot of things going, so I'll see it a little slower. But contact Sabrina, and we will, see if we could get you on the podcast, and you could discuss whatever it is that you have and give your perspective. If you are non-binary or homosexual, bisexual, live an alternative sexual lifestyle, whatever it is,
Please.
we
Yes.
welcome you to come on here and you can express and explain your perspective because we don't discriminate on this show. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you're into. You can like sleeping with a frog, all I care. I don't care what you're into. That is literally your life and your choice. You have every right to choose whatever it is you want to choose. I know the frog thing sounds crazy, but my point was, my point is that it is important that everybody is represented.
Yes.
So, and understand, we are not against anybody from any other races coming on here either.
No. No.
I speak about the black people because we have hundreds of years of oppression, thousands of years actually. But if you just want to count the last few hundred years of oppression up to this day, that has affected the structure of our relationships in our communities, and is one of the reasons why our communities is in last place in a lot of ways. Reason why we're second class citizens. So I hammer on that a lot because that is a very big deal for me, being a black man in America. And Sabrina could relate because she deals with that ignorance all the time where she lives.
Yes.
Because New York is fake evolved, while Florida is just openly retarded. So, the thing is we welcome everybody to DM us. If
Yes.
you want, and you have a story that you feel is too much for a DM, you want to send an email, we'll give you the email address, which I have, but I don't want to put it up right now. I'll probably put it in the comments. Or even better, if you follow the page, if you're not following the page, follow the YouTube. I'm going to add it to the description there. You'll be able to see the IG link in the description there. You'll be able to find the email in the description there. So this way, any of these questions you have, you can get answered. We're not going to judge you. You don't put your name out there. We ain't going to call you out. I'm a professional. I've been doing this for over a decade. I'm not going to kill my credibility just to make myself look good for 5 minutes online. And Sabrina got too much damn pride to play anybody. She's too fair to do anybody like that anyway. So, like I said, those things, Sabrina, wrap us up, please.
Thank you guys again for tuning in. As he just said, like, comment, and subscribe.
And share.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us. We love you guys. Bye.
Good nights and good luck.